Elizabeth, and this is Cyndi. And what's the name of that show? Gosh,
I don't remember, but now I just really don't have to.
I know, right? What's the name of that
I don't
Saturday
remember.
Night Live radio show?
I
don't know. Okay. Well, today I am with Cyndi Thomas. Is that your married name or maiden?
That's my maiden name.
That's your maiden name?
Yeah.
You go, girl. Cyndi, I'm going to let her say all sorts of great things about herself because she's wonderful. We're BFFs now.
Apparently.
We're BFFs. So Cyndi flew all the way from D.C. in a hurricane, right?
That might be an exaggeration.
It's not at all. What's the hurricane's name?
Florence.
Florence. Aunt Flo. Flew through Aunt Flo to get here to this conference.
Technically, I think it's making landfall on Friday. It's not quite here.
Oh.
I'm flying into it.
You'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Husband has already sandbagged the driveway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're good, right?
Yes. And tested the backup generator.
We're good. See?
Yep.
All those essential things, man at home's got it covered.
Yep.
Okay. Now, Cyndi,
Yes.
tell everybody who and what you do.
I am.
Did I throw you off with that question?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at
You
all.
can leave out the night job.
I will. I have my own company providing management consulting and advisory services to national security organizations within the federal government. And we provide support in any number of areas, most of it oriented, though, around the utilization, maturation, and evolvement of technology-based solutions and organizational policy changes that need to occur with that.
Okay. Did you breathe at all in there? You got it? Did you take a breath now?
I have, my lung capacity is pretty crazy.
That's
I can hold
great.
my breath for almost 2 minutes.
That's great. So, Aquawoman, when you were like 10 years old, were you like, I'm going to start my own company
No.
and do this?
No.
Like, how did this like evolve?
I think when I was 10, I wanted to be a jockey.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I wanted to
Did
ride
you have
horses.
the height and weight for it though?
I did.
There you go.
I didn't really grow till I got to college. No, I floated through different things, and then by the time I got to high school and towards the end of my senior year, I knew that I wanted to teach history. I love history.
I do too.
I had a great history teacher who was a substitute for an entire year, and he changed my life.
Oh my gosh.
So I ended
do you
up...
want to give him out a shout out?
Mr. Mangini, who I believe now works in the Upper Arlington Public Library Reference Department downstairs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not in the Google department, in the reference department.
He's not the if Google was a guy. But he was amazing. He actually always had intended to be like a full-time history teacher, and he was very, very talented, and he made history come alive, and it was exciting to me, and I liked it. So I wanted to be him. Came to Ohio State, got a degree in military history, wanted to go into the military, follow in the family footsteps. Every generation has served all the way back to, I am told, Oliver Hazard Perry is in our family line. He won the War of 1812, if you weren't familiar. And I ended up not being able to go into the military, and as I've described to a couple of folks today, sort of ended up doing IT training and progressed my career through IT project management, program management, portfolio management, and then getting into full-on transformation and change management. So I did not know I wanted to do this when I was 10. I was just good at being bossy.
Fantastic. I love that.
Harness your bossiness, little girls.
That's right.
Yep.
Right?
That's a good thing.
And you know what's funny is you say that is girls are bossy, but boys are leaders.
Yes. Isn't that the truth?
Totally.
Yep. Channel your bossiness.
Channel it. Channel the bossiness. Okay, so how did you go from being in Columbus? Well, where are you originally from?
Here, Columbus.
Columbus. To, you moved to D.C.
The first time, yes.
Yeah. See, we
That
got
was the
we got
first
we got a
move.
background.
I think I've moved 26 times since 1998.
Oh,
Maybe.
Okay.
I think it's almost that much.
26 times?
Not 26 different locations, but I may
Just
have,
back and forth?
no, because I was married to active duty military. And so you may get to a place where you're only there for a few months because there's a training school, and you might live in one or two places while you're there. So that happened a couple of times at a few different duty locations.
Such a, wow.
Yeah. So you might move and there's no housing available on base, so you rent a place off base until housing becomes available, and then you move on. And
Oh,
then
I
they
see.
decide that they want to renovate all of the housing, and then you have to move into some other part of housing.
So you were probably really good at like packing up boxes.
I
and
can
making
pack an
sure-
entire house by myself in 2 days.
See, not only are you super
And nothing will
talented in
break.
IT, but you have this side gig you could be making some money at.
I'm the magic chef. I can slice, dice. I'll figure out how to do it. If I
That's
don't
awesome.
know how to do it, I'll figure it out.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I just want to note that I love her shoes.
Thank you.
I love your shoes.
Thank you very much.
And you know what's really funny, Darren, is that we were discussing on the way up that she has to walk around the Pentagon in these shoes. And then I want to know, I'm wearing Converse.
Those look so much. I should wear those with this suit.
You should.
It would be awesome.
Yeah,
It would be a little Ellen DeGeneres-ish.
it would be. It would be.
Sure.
And actually, that's the goal, is to get on the Ellen show eventually. So we'll let you know when that happens, when she makes the offer to us.
Okay.
And then we'll go with our Converse.
Okay.
You don't have to wear the fancy, really cute
I
shoes.
have several pairs of Converse.
I love Converse. I love Converse. We totally got off
Very
topic. I'm
girly
sorry,
colors.
Darren.
Might
Poor
have
Darren.
to edit this part out.
Not at all, Darren. Roll with it. We roll with it, right? Roll with it. So, all right. Cyndi just got done speaking with Ryan Fedrick, Silver Fox, who was on our podcast a couple weeks ago. He loves being called that, by the way.
He blushes.
I know, it's so funny. So, Cyndi just got done talking about. Well,
How to-
originally, Ryan, if anybody listened to the podcast, Ryan talked about you were going to banter questions just back and forth with no real content. Do you remember, Darren? There was going to be no real content.
That was my idea, by the way.
Oh, that was your idea.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I'm going to ask you questions. And I said, well, what are you going to do when I respond with questions? And we just proposed a series of questions to each other with no real content.
They were sold out in their session, by the way. They had standing room only, out the door, but
I was remarkably flattered.
you were. But you might have done some marketing on the side that was not aware of to other speakers.
I did.
You did.
In what way?
I believe you put a sign outside of your room that said free puppies.
So that's true. cannot tell a lie. Yeah, so I'm slightly competitive, and
There's no slightly about it.
I there's nothing wrong with competition.
Not at all.
I'm not vicious. I'm just I like to try to do my best. And no, I'm a Sun Tzu person, so I want to know who I'm going up against.
So just to give you some context, last night at the speaker dinner, she was walking around asking people what time they were speaking and what their content was, right?
Well, we were more looking at the schedule on the line, and I believe I requested an update for next year's app that I would like to see some over/under odds.
Oh, you did, you
listed
did.
so that we can see who we think is going, which event or session will be
Sounds like
attended
you
the
won.
most.
You won.
Well, and that's when we said that it wasn't looking very good for us, and I said, hold on, I'm going to put a sign outside that says free puppies. And I did. And I
You
think
did.
Ryan was somewhat, I think he giggled, but then was still concerned just a little bit. And I put that sign up, and I checked before we started, and there were people that came in just because there was a
There's
free puppy
puppies.
sign. Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
puppies. You got to get them in however you get them in.
They were not hurt in making or developing or speaking during the breakout session.
Yeah,
Anyway.
see?
Yeah, but we had a good talk. It was standing
Did you have
only out
a
into the hall.
standing room only out to the hallway?
Flattered.
You don't know this. I paid a lot of people to go into your session.
I wouldn't be
No, I
surprised.
didn't. I'm just kidding.
It's okay. It's like a whole quarter.
I did not. But I heard really positive things. I've heard nothing but positive things all day.
Did you? About everybody but me.
No.
Did you really hear them about my session?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not making that up?
No, I'm not making that
Okay,
up
great.
at all.
That's wonderful to hear.
I heard that you and Ryan nailed it.
Well, that's good. I
Nailed
hope
the
that's-
session.
Well, thank you for clarifying that with a room full of people.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was good. We have a good rapport with each other, and he's very pointed and had really good questions. And it seemed like the audience was following along.
That's good.
I challenged some things. I might have some different views than. I think that sometimes events like this, that there's a perception that it's a bunch of angry women, being feminists.
Correct.
And some of my views and opinions may not necessarily align with what you would think individuals maybe in that movement would think. So
Okay.
I presented some of those thoughts and ideas and ways of looking at things that are my own. And I think that they were at least considered, so that's good.
Well, that is good.
Yeah.
Maybe you broke that barrier down for.
I don't know. We talked about. I've mentioned the equal pay movement.
Ooh.
Equal pay for equal job. And we talked about this because we're discussing the fact that it's perceived, and there have been some studies that suggest that women are more risk averse, and so they're more conservative in decision-making process. And we talked about how that could potentially lead to getting a job where you're accepting a lower salary or hourly rate.
Okay.
Because women, right, wrong, or indifferent, we biologically have evolved over time. We're kind of the caretakers of the family, and we have different things that we're taking into consideration and that mean something to us. So we have a different value system, maybe. Men are supposed to, the traditional sense, go and earn the money, and the women are supposed to stay home and take care of the kids. I'm a single mom. I've been working my whole life, and I'll never stop working. I love to work. But I take things like working for a company that values, my need to take care of my son and maybe being able to telework.
How old is your son?
He's 9. The point to get to this is that I'm willing to take less pay to get benefits in other ways
Right.
that I find more valuable than $1. And so sometimes, if that happens, especially for women that are in senior positions, you can get a skewed view by just looking at a number where there's a difference or a pay gap. We might have accepted and done that cost-benefit analysis and determined that it was worth it.
But we shouldn't.
Well, I mean, that's everybody's, but if I get more flexibility and I perceive that to be worth more, then so be it. That's a decision that we make as individuals.
Correct.
So I've gone in and demanded more money.
Good for
There's
you.
part of that too.
Yeah.
But sometimes we weigh stuff.
That is true. I will tell you that I came into the IT field, and it was nice to be able to be home with a sick kid, and a company that understood that I am a mother.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. See?
it's important.
It is.
It's very important. And I think you're right. We look at things, we weigh out all the positives.
I guess the point is that if that phenomenon is occurring and we're doing studies that tell us that there is a gap when maybe there isn't necessarily as much of a gap as we think there is because we're doing cost-benefit analysis.
Yeah,
and
we're weighing our options.
So it might not be quite as skewed as we think it is. We're sort of basing our assumption and predicating our, not anger, if you will, but maybe some dislike with the situation when
Makes
it
sense.
actually was created because we made smart decisions.
What that was just one.
That was one topic. That
Yeah.
was one question.
And what was the feedback?
Well, I mean, it was a question and answer between Ryan and myself. So the
Okay,
audience
okay.
mostly in this case listened.
Oh, wow. You didn't have anybody like stand up and go, whoa, whoa, whoa.
No.
Oh, well,
no.
good.
I
Okay.
did share. I let them. I warned them that
You did
I
warn
gave
them.
them a little disclaimer that says that my views and opinions were not those of the university or the organization, the
Of
getWITit, or
Okay,
anything else
appreciate
like that. Yep, I
Appreciate that.
separated myself.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna get like thrown down the stairs.
I don't know.
You
but
don't know?
I don't think so.
You'll be on a plane.
I will.
I'll text you at the bottom of the stairs.
Please, please call 911 first. Please.
Hey, Cindy, I'm laying at the bottom of the stairs.
Riverside Hospital
Yeah.
is fairly. OSU Hospital is right down the road.
It really
They've got a
is.
pretty
It
good
is.
emergency department and some good
It does.
surgeons.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
That's a great institution.
So funny that you're out here because not only did you speak, but now you're going to run off to a meeting
Yes,
that's crucial.
it is.
It is
I think
crucial.
it's exciting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want you to talk about it. I wanted to talk.
So
You're so excited.
I actually honestly.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I was excited to talk to the girls in the
Oh,
youth
yeah.
track.
So Cindy made us stop by to the youth track, and these girls, it's really funny because
I'm pretty sure they didn't care about what I was saying.
no, they do. They're looking at you and they're like, I want to be her.
I really saw most of them looking at their phones.
Isn't that the way it always is, though?
Yeah, but yeah. And
But the one girl asked you how long you've been doing this.
that's true.
She did.
She was listening.
She was probably planning out in her head from start to finish how long it was going to take her
Takes a
to
long
be
time.
you.
Takes a long time. Nobody should want to be me, but they should be themselves. I am going to be going and meeting with the university. So Ohio State has with the WAPE program through the John Glenn College of Public Affairs.
You nailed
which
it.
Yeah, it's right there.
I think
right?
it's that building right behind you,
And
Darren.
who happens to be my own personal hero. Love John Glenn. Secretary of Defense Mattis has now taken his place. Ohio State awarded Secretary Mattis a public affairs award just this past year. Anyway, I digress. So there is the WAIT program, Washington Area Intern Program, that is managed in Washington, D.C. Every quarter, students that are a part of that program are able to go to D.C. and do internships within many of the federal agencies.
Wow.
And so this is all organized. You pay for it just like a normal semester of school. They have housing there, and then they set up the internships.
Oh, so it's like a semester.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
a semester in DC instead of a semester abroad. And I think that there are cases where you can potentially stay for even longer than a semester. This is every semester that this happens. So they have traditionally done the public affairs school because that's policy development, which happens in Washington, in case we didn't go to history class and understand the different branches of government. And so I had conversations with Katie Hogan, who runs the program there in Washington. I became a mentee for folks, and I actually converted an international affairs gal over to IT.
Oh my God, look
She's
at you
now 1 year out of Ohio State, and she is running, she's the deputy program manager of a $20 million task order on an Army contract where she travels the world and does assessments and upgrades to medical treatment facilities at military bases around the world. That's what she does. She went from knowing nothing to writing
Wow.
a compendium, kind of for me on cyberspace and cyberspace operations and the future of cyberspace, specifically within the national security arena, and then actually going and running, and she's installs switches and routers and configures networks
Holy
now
moly.
within a year of graduating international affairs and German. So I'm meeting with the university. I want to get College of Engineering folks in there, and actually meeting with the College of Arts and Sciences because some of the university's computer
Oh, yeah. They have a whole
courses and offer majors run through arts and sciences, but there's also wanting to get with the psychology folks. Behind every device is a person, and it's understanding the cyber personas that's almost more important than making the technology work when it comes to national security and looking at cyber security and cyberspace and offensive cyber operations and defensive cyber operations and active defense and all of the things that we do in Washington.
that people don't even know about.
It's all very, very secret squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah. And you graduated from here.
I did.
You are the Ohio State University graduate.
I am.
And you were in the marching band here.
I was.
We had a long talk about this last night at dinner.
Yeah.
What did you play?
I played alto horn. I was in E-row. I blew my knee out and went and joined the crew team. And I was a coxswain on the men's crew team for 3 years.
That's the person that yells, just so you know.
Yeah. I stare and yell, and that's about it.
And I loved it because I worked with many OSU students, and some of them were on the women's rowing team. Mm-hmm. And I said I wanted to be the person that just yelled. And they were like, you realize there's
so much more that goes into
Exactly.
that.
I'm like, no, I just want to yell, stroke.
That's not really what we do.
Yeah, that's right. And she was like, you're way off.
So off. Like when they had the old-fashioned days where the coxswains had like the strap on.
Mm-hmm.
God, that sounds awful, but they were little megaphones.
Right, and they were strapped
and they would
on.
yell down, and so you yell down into the bottom of the boat so that the sound carries through the back. But now they have Cox boxes. And it's a headset, a Madonna headset that you plug in to the boat, and there are speakers that are mounted in the boat, and so then that's how you talk. So being a coxswain is a lot more than just rowing. It's actually, it's steering, which is hard to do if you're in an 8-man boat. It's a 60-foot long boat.
It's dimensions too, or right? Is it like you have to know percentages of where you're at because you have to tell them you need to turn this way so much?
Well, so you steer with toggles in the boat, and that's really where most of the steering comes from. But when the rowers are rowing, depending upon the strengths of them and where you might be in a race, you might be going one direction or another because they're just pulling harder. But you're doing a lot of coaching. And you're doing strategy, you're watching the other boats that are next to you, and fall is head races, so everybody's racing the clock actually. Mm-hmm. You get a running start, and you go through the gate at full speed, and you go down on a much longer course, maybe a 2-mile course. And then in the spring is when the real racing is. It's a 2,000-meter race, and it's blocked off marked every 500 meters, and you start that from a dead stop. So there's a whole process that you go through, and you have to stay in your lane, you go down. But yeah. Great.
I do that at Orange Theory.
Okay.
I row.
Oh, on the ergometer?
Yeah, with the water, and
like
it's a hell of a workout.
It's hard work.
Oh my god.
I can't do it. That's why I was a coxswain.
It seems like it's a perfect job for you.
It really was. I got to channel my inner boss.
Exactly. So the bossiness came out.
You're
good with
I'm
that.
a leader.
That's right. You're a leader. You're not bossy. You're a leader.
I'm a leader.
So we have to say goodbye to Cyndi because she has a meeting. I've been watching the time. I don't want you to be late.
That's fine. Thank you.
And she's going to get on a plane, and I'm going to be really sad.
Well, I am too, now that I have a new BFF that
know.
I'm learning I can't live without.
I may have to come to DC.
Oh, anytime.
I'm going to wait, though, until this rainstorm goes through.
Okay, I want you to be safe. It's all about you being safe, yes. I'll let you know when Florence is flowing through.
I'm going to wait till, yeah.
Maybe wait till after November, after hurricane season's over.
I know, right?
Yeah, might be good. Yeah.
That's tough.
But I'll be back next weekend in Columbus for the alumni game because I'm marching. I'll be the person that passes out on the field.
Why?
I have to carry out because it's hard crap. You have no idea how in shape those band geeks are out marching on that field.
But I will tell you, there's a bunch of old people out there too. They're good.
Listen,
You'll be good.
I love them. A lot of them, it's just about getting out and going to do it again because there is a rush that literally makes you feel like I don't care how many times you've done it. I'm sorry if this sounds gross. You really, when you come down through the ramp, you feel like you're going to pee your pants. There's 110,000 screaming people in the stand.
Cheering you on.
You have to perform. You have to be perfect. It's
You're
the
the
Ohio
best
State
damn
marching
band in the land.
Yeah, there's
a lot of pressure there.
there is, and it's
Ton of
very
pressure.
high energy, and so a lot of those folks that come out, they do it for the march, and they might look like they're playing, but they're not. But there's so many people that are that you might squeak a note or two out. I might squeak a note or two out if I'm lucky. I'm going to be more focused on making sure that I don't look like an idiot.
That's fine.
If I get a couple notes in, I'm golden. I
You're
probably should start practicing.
So I'm gonna need you
So I'll be
to walk around the Pentagon marching band style.
No,
No.
sorry.
Can you fit into your uniform?
I will tell you that there are a lot of Buckeyes that are in the Pentagon.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I can yell OH anywhere I want to, and I will get an IO.
Okay, well, see, that's
Not
good.
really considered appropriate behavior for in the
No,
Pentagon,
no, but if you put the hat on and the outfit,
yeah.
you might
Well, I'd
get...
have to break through my shadow box to get my old beret out because I've got it in a shadow box.
Oh.
You don't get to keep the hat, like the cover.
You
like
don't.
The plume.
Oh.
You get to keep your plume. I got my plume, but that's also in the shadow box with the spats and the.
What do you wear?
For the alumni game,
Yeah.
we wear gray pants and a red alumni shirt and a red hat.
Okay, okay.
Not the most attractive outfit.
No.
But we all look the same.
Oh. We should talk to them about better outfits.
Sure.
We should.
The uniform hasn't changed in like over
100
100
years.
years. I'm not kidding. It's a band of tradition. It used to be all
Right.
men. It wasn't until the 70s that they let women in. And everything that they still do today is to make it look like all men. You're not allowed to wear makeup. You're not allowed to wear jewelry. They come by and they do inspections. Did you guys ever know this stuff?
No.
All of your hair has to be up. If you have wispies hanging down, they can get cut off. So they want everybody to look the same so you can't tell the difference between men and women out on the field. I don't see anything wrong with that. They want
Wow.
it to be uniform.
They want it to be clean
They do.
and consistent.
There is no other marching band that does what this band does.
I hear you on that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, so you're coming back next weekend.
Yeah.
We're
I
gonna-
way overstepped your whole, we wanted to end this thing and just went on to a whole nother.
No, we're good. Darren's good. He's got what he needs, right?
Darren, edit that part out.
You good?
When you gotta do a closing now.
Oh,
I know.
She wants you to do a close.
Okay.
He wants you to do it.
So I can't thank you enough for coming.
Thank you.
And speaking at our getWITit. And I look forward now that I have your cell phone because we're BFFs. I'm going to follow up on
Please don't
Hurricane
abuse it.
Florence. And also, Cyndi is going to help us next year with getting some powerful
We're
women.
going to see if we can't get some senior government women who work in the IT world to
There
come
we
in.
go. Come
in,
and
speak and talk about their journeys.
yes, yes. So, thank you so much.
Of course.
And it saddens me to see you go.
Oh,
I'm gonna
me
cry.
too. Don't cry.
Okay.
It's all right. I'll be back.
You'll be back.
I'll be back.
And have a safe trip.
Thank you.
But just side note here before we say goodbye, totally. You're gonna fly home before Florence.
Yeah.
And fly back?
Well, Florence will have passed. by
You're
the
sure?
time I come back out. Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
back out next Thursday night.
Not
This coming Thursday.
Okay.
Right? Next
next Thursday. Next
Yeah.
Thursday.
Today's Wednesday.
Today is Wednesday.
Not tomorrow.
It's hump day today. Whoop whoop.
So I'm told.
Yes.
Yes.
So not tomorrow,
back
but
next
next
Thursday.
Thursday. Hurricane will be gone. You'll be good.
I'll be good.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure we want Cyndi to be safe.